All right, breaking news from Parkland, Florida. Earlier today, exterior surveillance footage from the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting has now been released, showing the immediate actions, or should I say inaction, of disgraced former Broward County Deputy Scott Peterson. We have to warn you, what you are about to see is going to make your blood boil. Now, the first video that we're airing right there, we'll go slow. It shows what appears to be the start of this terrible shooting. At one point, you can actually see the person communicating on his radio and then ultimately jumping on a golf cart, driving down a corridor, presumably toward the sound of gunfire. And as you can see in this clip, minutes later, well, Peterson is outside looking at the building, utilizing his radio, and then taking up a position, as you can see, outside of the school, behind a concrete wall. Now, we're going to analyze that footage in a moment, but first, we have more fallout from the nationwide anti-gun school walkouts that took place yesterday. Remember in D.C., Democratic lawmakers called for common sense gun restrictions, and they showed up at this protest, Bernie Sanders, with armed security. That includes Bernie walking through the crowd. Look at Bernie. Oh, yeah, there he's flanked by multiple armed police officers. Don't our children deserve the same? Here with reaction, former Secret Service agent, NRA contributor Dan Bongino, Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera. Let's re-rack this video, and then we'll get to the issue of, don't you think our kids deserve the same as Bernie Sanders?
Absolutely. I think there should be at least one good guy with a gun at every school, but here you had a good guy with a gun who chickened out. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the LifeLock commercial where the guy, there's a bank robbery happening. He said, I'm not a security guard, I'm a security consultant.
We need more, we need perimeters, we need full threat assessments.
Absolutely.
We need IDs, we need
you need people with balls is what you need. This was a coward. This was a chicken.
Let's look at this, what he's doing here. All right, now you can see, all right, he appears to be going to the golf cart. Then he's taking up a position, if you watch this video unfold, behind the concrete barrier.
You have to understand, Sean, the training manual for the Broward Sheriffs is very specific. They say, they mandate that if there's one sheriff or one deputy on the scene, a gun is fired, an unarmed civilian is at risk, you go to the sound of the gunfight. You go, your presence, you charge in as the kids are running out. What this guy did is absolute. The President of the United States was absolutely right. This was a coward's action.
Let's get your reaction, Dan Bongino. This is what you do. I have never in my life, remember we had reports of 4 people from the Sheriff's Department that didn't go in, but then you had the local police from the area. They ran right in. So it obviously had to be, as Geraldo was saying, part of their protocol.
Yeah, it's not just the Broward Sheriff's protocol on a school shooting incident, maximum to the problem. It's every credible school shooting incident training protocol now across the country post-Columbine. Maximum to the problem, Sean. You have to attack the attacker. There is nothing that's going to stop this otherwise. And as the research on these incidents has clearly shown, once you engage that attacker, these attackers are cowards. They either kill themselves or they wind up, in that gunfight, they wind up losing their lives to the law enforcement officer or whoever confronts them back with a gun. But it does show the importance of weapons in defense on campus as well.
One other statistic. I mean, these incidents are over on average in 3 minutes. I don't care how great your local police response is. You're not going to get there in 3 minutes. I would say we need 2 retired, concealed carry, ex-military, ex-police, retired police on site on every floor in every school. And you know what we could do? We'll give them a tax break. Pay no federal or state local taxes.
I think any incentive to get the right crew in place is absolutely necessary. But as the father of 5, one a 6th grader right now, I tell you, I want a cop who's going to risk something. I want someone who's going to go to the action. My child is the most precious thing to me. To think that guy retired. He retired. You're talking about McCabe earlier, Sean. He's rushing to retire because he's in trouble. Scott Peterson rushed to retire before he was going to be fired, brought up on charges. I think that how that man could live, I hope he moves to the Bahamas or someplace, because he should be ashamed of it.
But I don't understand it. It's not in our DNA. But it's also very important to point out, Dan Bongino, this is not the 99.9% of law enforcement that we all know. I mean, I basically live with law enforcement. This is my family. It's my friends. That's all I know in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean, I know two guys from the Secret Service. One, personally, I actually lived with them at one point. We were in training, who were involved in use of force incidents themselves and went right to the problem and did what they have to do. You know, one of them did it off duty while he was with his family in a mall where he saved a kid from, getting beat up and was in a use of force incident involving a firearm. Now, it's nearly universal bravery amongst cops. Unfortunately, though, sometimes we see incidents like this where in those critical seconds, you make the wrong call and this guy's going to live with it forever.
Let's go into all this.